All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about California. It's the global epicenter of AI, right? But we're looking at how it's trying to solve a massive problem that, let's be honest, it helped create. How do you make sure AI is actually safe and good for the public? This is the story of how they're trying to build an ethical future.
So to really get this, we have to start with the problem. Because while all this incredible innovation was happening, this amazing AI boom, there was a serious crisis brewing just under the surface.
And that really is the heart of the matter, isn't it? The tech was moving at breakneck speed, but the rules, the safeguards, the things meant to protect us, they were lagging way behind. And this wasn't some theoretical what-if scenario. This was creating real problems for real people. I mean, just look at this. In healthcare, of all places, hospitals were getting slammed with millions of dollars in fines. Why? Because the brand new AI systems they were using were mishandling incredibly sensitive patient data. It just goes to show you the massive financial and ethical stakes when this stuff is rolled out without a plan.
And it wasn't just healthcare. Over in the education world, a school network had to pull the plug on an AI grading tool. Turns out, the algorithm was biased against students who are non-native English speakers. So the very tool that was supposed to help was actually hurting their grades. It's a tough lesson that just having good intentions isn't nearly enough.
The pain was felt in the financial world too. You had a community lender, a local organization trying to do good work, get its operations completely suspended. The reason? They were using an AI model to assess risk that had never been properly audited. It shows you how a lack of guidance can just freeze innovation in its tracks and hurt the very communities these groups are trying to serve.
So you've got all these fires popping up across the state, in our hospitals, our schools, our local banks. It was clear something had to change. And out of that crisis, a new kind of organization emerged. You could call it an AI watchdog.
And here it is, AI Care Agents 24/7. It's a nonprofit founded with one single powerful mission: to make absolutely sure that AI in California is a force for public good. Everything they do is built on these four pillars: ethics, law, transparency, and equity.
Now, I love this analogy they used to describe their work. They weren't there to just react to problems. They wanted to build an ethical immune system for the state. Think about that. The idea is to be proactive, to build up defenses that can spot and neutralize AI misuse before it even happens.
But they were smart about it. They knew they couldn't possibly build this huge immune system all by themselves. They needed help. They needed the best and the brightest minds in the state. So they formed a powerful coalition, the Alliance for Ethical AI.
And when I say the best and brightest, I am not kidding. Look at this lineup. We're talking about the absolute heavyweights. UC Berkeley, Stanford, USC, the entire CSU System, UCSF. They basically assembled the Avengers of academic research to tackle this problem.
Okay, so you've got this incredible brain trust, this dream team, but how do you actually turn all that academic knowledge into real-world solutions? Let's take a look at what they actually built.
First up, they sent Stanford's Human-Centered AI Institute straight into the high-stakes world of healthcare. The mission was simple but critical: make sure the AI tools being used in hospitals were fair, understandable, and ultimately ethical.
And here's a look at their big idea. On one side, you've got the huge risk of an AI making a biased clinical decision on its own, which is terrifying. On the other side, you've got their safeguard, what they call human-in-the-loop frameworks. It's a simple concept. The AI can offer suggestions, but a real, live human doctor or nurse always makes the final call. The AI is a tool, not the boss.
And this quote from their work just says it all. The goal was never to replace people. It's to use AI to strengthen their judgment and, just as importantly, their compassion. It's all about augmenting our humanity, not automating it.
Okay, so that's healthcare covered. Next, let's turn to the partnership with UC Berkeley. They focused on a different but equally vulnerable group: nonprofits. Organizations that handle some of the most sensitive personal data out there.
So the risk here was pretty clear. Nonprofits could accidentally expose private donor or client information when trying to analyze their data. The solution from Berkeley was technical. They introduced these advanced privacy-preserving technologies. It's kind of brilliant. It allows organizations to analyze the big picture trends in their data without ever being able to see any single individual's information. It's a tech solution to a deeply human, ethical problem.
So we have solutions for healthcare and for nonprofits. But what about the long game? How do you make this change last? Well, that's where the massive California State University system came into play.
Their focus was on building a whole new generation of professionals who actually get this stuff.
And they built a clear step-by-step path to do it. First, develop a specialized curriculum. Then, launch it as a statewide training program. And finally, the really game-changing part. They created a brand new professional credential. You can now become a California Certified AI Compliance Officer, or CCAICO. They literally invented a career path for people who want to specialize in AI ethics.
So when you start to put all these different pieces together, the healthcare frameworks, the tools for nonprofits, the workforce training, you realize this was never just about fixing a few isolated problems. This was about building a secure foundation for the entire state's future with AI.
And this is the result. This is the legacy. They built a real, sustainable infrastructure for governing AI. They trained a whole new class of leaders who know how to navigate these tricky waters. Their research ended up directly informing new state policies. And by making transparency a priority, they started to rebuild that crucial community trust.
In the end, every single one of these projects, every policy, it all came back to this one core idea. For this alliance, the message was unmistakable. Technology has to serve our human values, not the other way around.
And that really leaves us with a powerful final thought. California, the place where this AI revolution was born, is now taking real, deliberate steps to build an ethical foundation for it. They're creating a model, a potential playbook for the rest of the country and for the rest of the world. So the big question now is, who's going to be next?